from? Where?
Welcome to Over the Years. My name is Tim, and I love vintage items. I hunt for treasures and bring you the ultimate prizes of antiques, collectibles, and vintage decor. Join me, my dukes, my girlfriend Josie, and other guests as we search for history. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of What Sold This Week. It's Tim from Over the Years. This week, we sold a bunch of stuff. And my Dukes is going to be jumping from behind the camera to in front of the camera to tell you all how much stuff sold this week.
My Duke's here. I'm going to tell you what has sold this week. Starting with, we had 19 items sell on eBay. Mercari was 6. Grail was 1. Etsy is 12. Depop, nothing. And Posh, nothing.
All right, so we are going to start with Grailed. We sold one thing on Grailed this week, and it was this really awesome vintage corduroy hat, Ski the Summit, Colorado. This was a really fly, hat that the kids are rocking these days. I picked this up at the thrift store for a couple of bucks, and I took an offer, and it sold for $25 on Grailed, and that included shipping. So that was a really, really good sale for us. Next up, Mercari was rocking this week. Probably had our biggest week on Mercari. I mean, it's only 6 sales, but still, it was doing really well. And so I sold my first console system, and I sold this Nintendo GameCube system bundle. It was the GameCube, 2 controllers, all the cords. It also had a memory card, 64 megabyte, and it also had the Godzilla game. So I plugged that bad boy up, tested it, everything was smooth, rocking and rolling, and that sold for $115. And that included shipping. The next thing that sold on Mercari this week was this, it was a cord. I got this in a bunch of electrical, this whole little accessory bundle lot. And this was included in one of the bags, Game Boy bags that I sold. It was a cord that allowed you to play Game Boy Advance with multiple players, and that sold for $12. The next thing that sold was, if you've been in the live chats with us lately, I've been on telling everybody about this box of toys that was sitting in my mom's garage for forever, literally labeled McDonald's toys. So
it was FMC toys.
Yes, to be exact. So inside there we had this some Teletubbies. So I lotted these Teletubbies up. They were bean plush, and I lotted those up, and they sold for $27. The next thing that sold on Mercari, this was my fastest sale ever. This literally sold in under a minute. Just pure luck, I think. And this was also from that toy box. This was the vintage Simpsons 1990 Burger King toys. And it was really cool. The person who bought it said they had these when they were a kid and they lost them to move. So it's always makes us feel good when we're able to bring back memories for people with the items that we sell them. So these sold for $32. The next thing that sold on Mercari was this HP 60 Tri-Color ink cartridge. We got that for free, and it sold for $10. The last thing that sold on Mercari was this Ferrari women's 70s style shirt. It did have a little bit of damage on the shirt, some spots that I couldn't get out. And that sold for $25 on Mercari. So those were all of our sales on Mercari this week. Then now we are going to jump into eBay. The first thing that sold on eBay this week was this really Cool. Vintage Sony Sports Walkman, FM AM radio was like the armband one. So like something you listen to jock jams when you was running through the hood, working out. I cleaned that bad boy up. It had some battery corrosion. Cleaned it up and worked like a charm. And that sold for $14.99 plus shipping. Next thing that sold on eBay was this Kitty Nighthawk carbon monoxide alarm, still in the packaging, brand new. And I took a best offer and it sold for $19.99 plus shipping. And
Okay, the next two things I'm going to talk about sold on eBay. The first was a really pretty vintage Maddox Trenton China Southern Pacific Railroad plate. It was divided into three pieces. It was a piece that I had, actually. And that went for $74.99.
plus shipping.
Plus shipping. Yeah, plus shipping. And next was a vintage Pyrex Gooseberry Pink large refrigerator dish, 503. That went for $45 plus shipping and handling of $14. Nice looking little piece. I'm not sure where that came from, though. Where'd that come from?
I got it at a thrift store.
Got it at a thrift store. Okay, next is a brand new flip video camcorder battery. I'm not going to read the number. It's Ultra HD 30 E2. And we took that for $10, and that was $5 shipping and handling.
And next thing that sold on eBay was another one of those items that came from our vintage video camera lot. And this was the antique Kodak number 2 folding autographic brownie. Somewhere between the years of 1915 and 1926. It had some damage, and I had no idea if it worked. But we sold that for $14.99 plus shipping. The next thing that sold was one of those Game Boy cases that I was telling you about that I got in that big lot. This was a vintage Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP carrying case, and that sold for $11.24 plus shipping. Then we sold some clothes, a nice Umbro England national soccer team football shirt, size medium, and that sold for $19.99 plus shipping. And now I have the Magnavox. This was this DVD VCR combo that I had originally bought from a thrift store for like $14, so I kind of paid up for it. It was my first combo. I guess is like a big thing to sell as a reseller. The only other thing was that the VHS part did not work, so I was contemplating popping it open and trying to fix it, and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna list this thing, get it out the door. So that Magnavox VCR DVD recorder combo sold for $44.99 plus shipping. Then we sold another soccer jersey. This was a Umbro Sweden national team soccer jersey. And this one sold for $22.49 plus shipping. The next thing to sell on eBay this week was this X-Men action figure. It was Rogue, and it was still in the packaging. And that sold for $8.99 plus shipping. This was another in-the-box still toy. This was a Jurassic World Super Colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex made by Hasbro, still in the package. As most of you guys know, I do not believe in dinosaurs, but I believe in selling dinosaurs. And this one sold for $14.99 plus shipping. So this shirt was a big boo-boo on my part. So I was receiving an offer on 2 different items at the same time, and I accidentally typed in a counter offer for another item for this shirt, and obviously they accepted it really fast. I was trying to send an offer for $30 or $29.99, and they got an offer for $19.99. So whoopsie daisy on my part. They obviously took that offer like that, and this shirt was a vintage Screen Star single stitch shirt with the Florida Neon Flamingo, made in the USA, extra large, and it sold for $19.99 plus shipping. I mean, you still made money on it, but I would have liked to have gotten more money for sure. And a little slow on that spin there.
My foot got caught. Okay, the next item is a vintage Wade 10-inch pink gluggle jug for Shreve Comp and Low Company, Boston. That went for $55 plus $12 shipping. Nice. We sell a lot of these in a lot of different colors. So this was a cute one, pink. Everybody loves pink. Next is my KitchenAid 5-quart glass bowl. Brand new in box. I got it when I bought my KitchenAid, but I never use it. So this baby went on the chopping block and it sold for $56.24 plus $25 shipping. And this sucker butt went to Hawaii. Next is our vintage tiger figurine. It was made in Italy. And we've just had that for a long time. I think it was part of an animal collection where we had zebras and such. Really pretty tiger. It was $56.24 plus $9 shipping. Bye.
All right, so I'm not really sure how these spinning effects are working in this video, but hopefully it's good.
I'm not real good at it.
So the next thing that sold was the second console that I sold this week. So I got both of these console bundles. I paid $70 total for both bundles. We sold the GameCube bundle for $115. This was a Nintendo Wii. It was a black Wii, and it came with two controllers, a steering wheel, the sensor bar, all the plugs, the little motion pack plugins, a nunchuck, a steering wheel, and I think it was like 6 games, including a Super Mario game. So that sold for $134.99 plus shipping, and that was sold probably in like 2.5 hours. The GameCubes took a little bit longer. It sold in about 12 hours. The next thing that sold on eBay was this Star Wars Movie Heroes R2-D2 action figure still in the box. And that sold for $9.59 plus shipping. And the last thing to sell on eBay this week was a Game Boy Advance carrying case with shoulder attachment. And that sold for $11.99. So that is everything that sold so far this week. Well, not so far this week because it's Saturday. But sold this week on eBay, Grailed, and Mercari. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into some Etsy. Well, that was a good spin.
Good spin. The next thing I want to talk about is the vintage blue porcelain coffee pot carafe with white flowers and an infuser lid. Really pretty piece. I think we picked this up at a thrift store. And it's made in Germany. And the buyer is all in for $63.90 plus no shipping? Plus
no,
shipping.
The shipping is included in
the
that
shipping
total.
Was included in this one.
It's the total price that you're giving them includes the shipping, the tax, all that stuff.
Got it. Okay.
That's why they're all in for.
Okay, the next item was a set of really nice vintage Vitrion Queen's Lusterware silver ombre-footed lowball glasses. It was a set of 4, and the buyer is all in for $63.90. And next is a really pretty vintage Schoenwald's Germany dark green floral 10-inch plate. That's been around for a long time. That was part of my plate collection, so I'm kind of glad to see that one go out the door. For the buyer being all in for $37.43. Next is another piece we've had for a while. It's a vintage Hall superior quality kitchenware silhouette large 8-cup medallion teapot. The buyer is all in for $67.71 on that one. Next we have a vintage yellow hull pottery basket weave planter. Buyer all in for $18.38. I think we've had that for a while too. So a lot of things have been zipping out the door.
Oh, my knee! should have spun the other way. All right. So the next thing that sold on Etsy this week was this vintage uranium glass 3-part relish nut dish with a silver carrying caddy. And the buyer was all in on that piece for $46.38. After that, we have... So the Pyrex orders have been really crazy the last couple of weeks, and it continued again this week. The first order of Pyrex was for 3 bowls. These are all like lower end patterns, but if you get them cheap enough, they do sell. So this person bought 3 bowls. They bought the Pyrex Woodland 403, the Pyrex Early American 402, and the Pyrex Early American 403. So those are all round mixing bowls, and the buyer was all in for those bowls, including shipping, for $71.25. Then we had another round of 3 Pyrex orders in one. This person bought 3 Pyrex Early American pattern dishes. The first one was a 473, which is a round casserole, Cinderella round casserole with the lid. They also bought a Cinderella round casserole 471 with the lid. And then they bought an oval dish 063, which was divided. And including shipping, this person lives in Washington, so this is a far ship for a lot of big items. They are all in for $131.36. And so the last couple things to sell on Etsy this week was this vintage Wedgwood pale blue Jasperware 1980 Christmas mug. It had St. James Place on the front of it, and the buyer was all in for $36 on that. And the last thing to sell on Etsy this week was this vintage Royal Copenhagen Mother's Day 6-inch plate, and the buyer was all in for $19.96 on that. So ladies and gentlemen, that completes all of the orders that sold on all of the platforms this week. We are happy, as always, to be doing business in times like these. Make sure you guys check us out on our live this Monday. We are teaming up with Nick and Andrea Hill from Nick and Andrea Hill's YouTube channel from the UK. They have been doing this YouTube Reseller Festival all weekend to help raise money for the British Red Cross coronavirus relief. And we are happy, as always, to try and be a part of anything that raises money for a good cause. And so we're going to be talking about all 80s stuff on Monday. Ma Dukes will be with us too, so make sure you tune in. Thank you guys, as always, for all your love and support. We really do appreciate it. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.